Hi, guys. Good morning. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares. So, today I want to talk about staying on track with your health, which is key if we are going to have happy, healthy lives, right? So, the first thing you have to do is you have to win it up here, right? As with anything, because it can be very overwhelming. So, before you start doing anything, we have to think in a positive way and maybe change a few words over. So, when people talk about getting healthy, a lot of people are going to talk about starting a diet. A diet is not a good word. Why is it not a good word? So many reasons. Number one, fad diets, those fail all the time, right? Diets always make you eliminate things. That's not what we want to do because those things never last, right? We need to do something that is sustainable forever because we want to have a happy, healthy life. And healthy living is just that. It is not something short term. It is something for the long haul, right? This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So that is the first thing we have to do is to win it up here. So take the word diet out because it has absolutely no place in healthy living. And, I talked to the boys about this. I'm like, you always got to think positive about whatever it is. And sometimes it's just a little tweak of a word and you have to win it up here. Because if you are, let's say you're going into, Alex is getting ready for his hockey tournament, right? And, we were talking about this and you have to see it first. You have to be able to see it through. And that's exactly what you have to do with every aspect of your life. Whether you're trying to win a game, whether you're trying to get a good grade on a test, whatever it is, yes, you have to put in the effort, but you have to know up here that you are capable of it. And that's exactly what you need to do when you're talking about healthy living. We are all capable of doing it, but it takes the right mindset and changing everybody around you. This morning, for example, it's a really gloomy day here today. And we were on the way to school and I said, Alex, you want to put any music on? He goes, no, just kind of tired. I'm like, whoa, hold on. And I said, try again. And he said, I am full of energy. And he kind of said it like that. I said, try again. So he kept saying it. I made him say it like 3 and 4 times until I could hear the energy in his voice. And that's what we have to do, right? Sometimes we have to make it before we feel it. And that's what we have to do with healthy living. Sometimes we're just not feeling it. But we know how important it is. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You're going to come see me at the pharmacy, right? So again, we need to check that box that we start today because it is key that we start today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow it could be years down the road. You guys know how things are. If you have lists like I do, some things just keep getting carried over. And unfortunately, sometimes people perceive as hard. So they keep putting it off and putting it off where we need to start today. So I'm going to give you some tips to kind of stay on track for healthy living. Number one, when it is time to go grocery shopping, do not go to the grocery store hungry. Have any of you went to the grocery store hungry before? Oh yeah. What are you picking up? Everything and anything that is not healthy, okay? Because you want something fast you can eat in the car. Well, you don't have anything, you're going to wash your piece of fruit in the car, right? So what are you going to grab? You're going to grab a bag of chips. You're going to grab some candy, whatever it is, because you're like, oh my gosh, I just need something to eat, right? Something sweet. Or salty. So no, please don't go to the grocery store hungry. That is a bad idea. If all else, shop on your phone, have it delivered, then you don't buy the nonsense, okay? Because that is also extremely healthy, but key. Meal prepping, I talk about this all the time. Weeks are busy. I know, I get it. We are all busy, right? There are not enough hours in the day. We all have the same amount, but there is not enough hours in the day. So meal prepping is absolutely key on the weekends. A lot of times people like to do it on Sundays or Sunday evening because it slows down a little bit, right? But you need to have everything ready to go. So think about it during the week. Think about, okay, next week we're going to do this and this and this. So you can have your list for the store or Instacart it or whatever. So you guys can meal prep together. But that is a fun thing to do. So please get your family involved. Like I talked about before, if they're going to eat it, it helps if they cook it or prepare it because it makes it more fun. Like, oh, look what I did. So please involve them in on that. Don't have the junk food around the house. Don't even buy it because if it's there, what's going to happen? You're going to eat it. Kind of like after Halloween, right? They bring home their buckets of, candy from Halloween and it sits there and it just keeps calling your name, right? So don't even have it around. It makes it much easier not to be tempted If when you walk into your pantry, you're not seeing like baskets and baskets of chocolate or chips or all those things that are not good for you. So just keep it away. If you are hungry and there's nothing like maybe healthy around, what's the easiest thing you can do? Drink water. Okay, that is key. It is key to drink water when you're eating as well, because water will fill you up. So when we are trying to like fill that void, please do that. You don't realize when you're like, it's 9 o'clock at night and you're like, oh, I need something to eat. No, you don't. Drink a glass of water. You definitely don't want to eat right before you go to bed. So always have good cold water around. Absolutely makes a big difference. When you are going to work for the day, prepare your lunch, take it with you. Number one, eating out is expensive, okay? If you eat out every day and spend $20, because depending on where you're going or where they're ordering from, you can spend anywhere from $10 to $20 easily on lunch for one person, depending on where you're going, okay? And it's not always gonna be healthy options. So as you're meal prepping, think about, okay, I'm gonna take this for lunch today, I'm gonna take this for lunch today. I know it's kind of seems, I don't have time for that. Once you get in the habit of making your lunch, makes it much easier. And like I said, your body will thank you for doing that. And you're gonna have extra money left over if you're not wasting that much money a week on lunch. Exercising, make the time, because if you're going to stay on track with healthy living, you have to make the time to exercise. And seriously, pencil it in, write it on your calendar, make it one of those things that you're going to cross off your list when you do it. And maybe you're not going to do it 7 days a week, and that's fine, but pick the days that work for you. Some days you're running, you've got a whole bunch of things to do. Don't put it on that day. But everybody has the time to find even just a little bit of 15, 20 minutes to do something for themselves. And exercising also helps curb the cravings, because when you are starting to exercise and you're starting to feel better, you don't want that junk food. You just really, it doesn't taste as good as you're starting to eat healthier. Those things just, they're not desirable like they used to be. And try eating at specific times. Now, I know it's not always possible, but roughly, because then your body's going to get used to it. And then it's going to be like, okay, it doesn't be noon or 1 o'clock, whatever it is, but try to do that at certain times. I know in my mind, when I am working at the pharmacy, we close for lunch at 1:30. And I know at that time I'm going to eat. And my body knows that because my mind knows that. So I know, okay, it's going to be time to drink my shake at 1:30, right? So your body gets used to it and then it adjusts. So that is another key. Another thing for not getting burnt out when you are especially starting your healthy living journey, eat a variety of foods. Don't get stuck on, I only need to eat this, I only need that. No, you don't. You want to have a variety on your plate, and you want to have things that are colorful, because again, that's going to help with your mind. Bright colored plates are great. But another key that other than just bright colors that you're going to have right in front of you, smaller plates. So I do this a lot. Instead of getting out a dinner plate, I will get out the smaller saucers that come with it. So then you feel like, wow, I got a lot on my plate. When if you put it on a dinner plate, not so much. So it almost kind of fools your mind, but it really is a fun little tip to make yourself feel fuller faster when your plate looks full. So that is key. I talk about obviously limiting sugar intake, because I talked about not having the junk food around your house. Also limiting alcohol intake. I know, weekends you might get together with friends, family, and that's fine, but maybe skip the glass of wine during the week, or the couple glasses of wine every night during the week, because those are just such empty calories. So those are just some little tips that you guys can focus on. But like I said, it has to be one up here, because if you don't, all this is for nothing. Because we have to do this together. You have to get your family involved and get them to change over to those positive things. Everything, if, let's say, you're out and about and you're on vacation, you're just running and it's fast food, fast food, fast food. Okay, that's fine. And don't beat yourself up over it. Reset, right? You're like, okay, I'm back home. We're going to reset where we go. This is Alex when he's a goalie for hockey, right? And when sometimes the puck goes in, and one of his goalie coaches told him, when that puck goes in, done. You're raised back to 0-0, reset, right? Don't look at the scoreboard, because that's not important. What important is the next puck that's coming at you at, in his case, probably 20 or 30 miles an hour, excuse me, in the case of NHL, more like 80 or 90 miles an hour, right? But you have to reset. You have to put your mind back, okay, done, focus again. And that's exactly what we need to do with our health and wellness. there are times that, like I said, you're going to fall off the wagon, right? Or maybe, and not really that, but you're not going to eat as healthy as what you normally do. It's okay. Just like Alex does, reset, right? Starting over. Everything's 0-0. Don't look at that scoreboard because it's not. This is your health. This is your healthy, happy life. And it is so important that we have these wins because that is the only way that you are going to stay healthy and for the rest of your family to have all that energy and not end up at the doctor's office and then ultimately at the pharmacy. So I keep putting little tips. I have people that post little things in my Healthy Living group. If you guys are not part of my Healthy Living with Amy Gill Facebook group, please reach out to me, or you can find it on Facebook and ask to be invited to the group, because these videos go in there. A lot of other things go in there. People even pop recipes in there and all kinds of fun things just to stay on track with your health. My name is Amy Gill. Your